Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming to tonight's show. This is Julia Anderson with Real Talk. Tonight's discussion is the 7th part of an 8-part series about the open secret of spousal abuse in the lesbian and gay community. Sitting in our chair tonight is Dr. Alexandra Porter. Welcome to our show, Dr. Porter.
Thank you for inviting me to the show.
Tell us a little about yourself.
I have a master's degree in psychology with an emphasis in marriage and family counseling. My specialty is the lesbian and gay community.
The series will give an overview of what is domestic violence, the first signs of abuse, 2 couples speaking on their lives being in an abusive relationship, signs of abuse for friends and family, the law, resources to get help, and a wrap-up of the series. Thus far we have identified what abuse is, signs of abuse, we've seen 2 couples who were in abusive relationships, and we have given signs that friends and family can look for. Now we are going to give an overview of the legal system and how it relates to someone who is in an abusive relationship.
The one thing we need to remember is that each town, city, and state has different laws, rules, and regulations about how they handle domestic violence cases.
In what way, Dr. Porter?
Some states have dedicated courts that only handle domestic violence cases. So a batterer will see the same judge, prosecutor, and bailiffs. And if they reoffend, the abuser won't be able to minimize what they have done in the past.
I love that idea. The abuser will see the same people who have heard his or her nonsense before.
Exactly. And they won't be able to change their story because it will already be in their case files.
Continue, Dr. Porter.
There are essentially 4 types of protective orders you can get. An order of protection, a harassment order, a restraining order, and a no-contact order.
Whoa. Let's take this one order at a time. What is an order of protection?
An order of protection is issued to victims of domestic violence or to family members or members of the same households. Orders demand that an abuser stop threatening, stalking or physically assaulting the victim. Children, parents of the petitioner, that is the person being abused, their work and homes can be included in this order. They also contain no-contact orders that include in person, by phone, and by mail. An order of protection is free to file.
Okay, what is a harassment order?
A harassment order can be filed by and against anyone. There must be a clear pattern of harassment, and it must be proven that any reasonable person would suffer serious emotional distress. It also must be proven that the conduct was intentional, willful, and didn't serve any legitimate or legal purpose.
And what about a restraining order, Dr. Porter?
Restraining orders are usually filed when someone has filed a family legal action like a divorce, paternity, or for a legal separation. The respondent, i.e. the abuser, can be ordered to stay away from the house, job, daycare, or school of the petitioner or the children.
Okay, I understand. And what is a no-contact order?
A no-contact order is usually granted when a restraining order or order of protection has been violated and the person has been arrested and might continue to violate any legal orders against them.
But all of these orders are just paper. It won't stop someone bent on harming another person.
Again, that is true. But the thing you want to do is create a paper trail. Because continued violations of protective orders can and have resulted in jail or prison time. And many of these cowards really wouldn't last a month in jail or prison.
Okay, what steps should someone take if the protective orders are violated?
The first thing you want to do is call the police. You want to make a report while it is still fresh in your mind what happened. And the police are required to arrest the abuser.
Abusers who mess with kids are treated very well in prison, if you get my drift.
Please remember you can call the domestic violence hotline at 1-800-799-7233. They will be able to point you in the right legal direction for your area.
Are there fees for filing protective orders, Doc?
In most cases, there are no fees for filing protective orders. Fees for harassment orders are low and can be waived for low-income petitioners.
Anything else you want to add to this discussion, Dr. Porter?
Yes. There can be maybes with protective orders. Because in most cases, even if you try and rescind a protective order, it might be ignored by the legal system, including the police. So you need to be sure about what you are doing.
What about the police, Doc?
Most police are trained in how to handle domestic violence situations. And when they are called out to someone's house, it is a good bet someone will be arrested.
I would like to say that getting the legal system involved is a serious thing. But there are times when it is something you must do.
And I want to add this. If you file a protective order, they go both ways. That means they can contact you and you can contact them.
Can the petitioner be arrested for violating protective orders too, Dr. Porter?
They most certainly can. And when you come before the court, you can believe the judges and prosecutors will not be happy about it. And you might face jail time.
Thank you, Dr. Porter, for explaining the different types of protective orders and what happens when the legal system gets involved in domestic violence situations.
Thank you, Julia. It is my pleasure.
One last question, Doc. Have you ever filed a protective order?
Yes, I have filed harassment orders against former clients who have tried to blame me for their relationships breaking up.
Thanks, Doc, and thank you all for coming to the show. Please come back for the final part of this 8-part series on domestic violence in the lesbian and gay community. This is Julia Anderson with Real Talk. Bye-bye.